Hi, everyone. This is Bill Cantor with Cantor Wealth Management. I'm a financial planner and estate planning attorney in Chicago, Illinois. I'm also the author of the book, Your Best Retirement Plan, How to Eliminate Market Risk, Avoid Taxes, and Have Money for the Rest of Your Life. The book discusses the absolute best way to save for your retirement and build retirement money. And that is in a cash value life insurance policy called Index Universal Life, which I will discuss a little bit in this video. Today, specifically, I'm going to talk about how Index Universal Life, or IUL Crediting, works. That is how the insurance company credits you money every year to your policy. So first, before we get into the crediting, I want to show you these two lines. You have here a green line and a red line. Well, the green line and the red line represent two investments, comparison of two investments taken out both on January 1st, 1999 for 21 years to December 31st, 2019. They start here and they end here in December, end of the year of 2019. So I ask you, which line do you prefer, the red line or the green line? Most people prefer the green line because the green line has much less volatility, much less up and down. It's only up. The green line is the IUL policy, the tax-free IUL policy. There's no taxes to pay here, and there's no volatility, there's no loss. The red line represents the S&P 500, the market, which is both taxable in your investments and also has a lot of this up and down and up and down and a lot of volatility. So the IUL puts you on the green line. An IUL policy gives you this green line to grow your money tax-free and market risk-free. Before I get into the crediting of the IUL, I just want to describe some of the main features and why it's the ideal retirement vehicle. Extremely safe. We only used A plus or AA rated companies. There's no stock market loss in this policy. Entirely tax-free growth. You don't report any of the growth on your 1040 return. You don't pay taxes on it. Tax-free distribution. When you take out your money, it's not reportable. It's entirely tax-free. Tax-free transfer to heirs. When you pass away, you transfer the money to your heirs, tax-free. You have a great rate of return, which we're going to discuss in the rest of this video, how that works. It's credit approved in most states. High contribution limits. Unlike an IRA or 401k, you're not limited to small amounts of money to put in these policies. It can be collateralized. If you have cash in your policy, you can walk into a bank and take a loan against the policy because they know it's a very good policy, cash value. It's probate free to heirs. Even if you don't have a will or trust, this money goes to your heirs probate free. There's no pre-59.5 withdrawal penalty like there is in a typical IRA or 401k. If you take out your money early, before 59.5, you have to pay a 10% penalty. Not so with these policies. There's no required minimum distribution at age 72 like a typical retirement or qualified plan. There's great liquidity after several years in their policy. There are some surrender charges up front, but then there's very good liquidity in these policies. There's reasonable costs and fees. There are costs and fees that you pay for insurance costs, which buys you good insurance, but much less over time than a typical brokerage account or mutual fund account. And it can also pay for long-term care. So if you're alive and you need to have money for your long-term care, nursing home, or you want care in your home, the company will advance you the death benefit while you're alive to pay for long-term care. So to describe exactly what this is, it's a special kind of life insurance policy that is what I call high cash value, low death benefit life insurance called Index Universal Life, or IUL. So with IUL, we purchase the smallest amount of life insurance required by the IRS. So the policy can qualify as life insurance, which is, according to IRS rules, tax-free. And the rest of the money goes into the tax-free cash value, according to Section 72E of the IRS. So notice I said that we purchase the smallest amount of life insurance that you're allowed to buy by the IRS rules. Most times, life insurance, you're buying a lot of life insurance, a lot of death benefit, and you're sort of spending too much or wasting a lot of money on the death benefit, and it's not going into your cash value. With IUL, you buy the smallest amount. You tell the insurance company that you want to buy the smallest amount that the IRS requires based on your age and other factors, and the rest of the money can go to the cash value, which is what you want to build up tax-free. So this is not whole life, which is a different kind of permanent life insurance. This is universal or index universal life insurance. And I said we have a great rate of return on the policy. I'm going to describe that now, how you're credited, how you earn that return. So we're going to use a policy which has a 0% floor and 11% cap. That's a typical structure. Some caps are 11, 12, 13%. Some are 8 or 9%. But a typical cap is these days is 11%. So if a person took out a policy on January 1st, that means throughout the year, December 31st, on December 31st, they're going to be credited with something. I'm going to show you how that works. So here is the market return in each year. So 1999, for example, the market went up 19.51%. So credited to your policy, you would have gotten 11%. That is up to the cap of 11. The most you can get, you're not going to get the 19, you're going to get only 11. But then in these years, when the market went down 10, 13, and 23%, you get a zero credited, because the worst you do is a 0% floor. And then like the next year in 2003, the market went up 26%, you would have made 11 up to the cap. And then 2004, when the market went up 8.99, you would have made 8.99 because you get up to the cap. 8.99 is within the cap of 11. And then 2008, when the market went down 38%, you would have gotten a zero credited, because the worst you can do is zero. So you do that every year, you'll see that your annual average of this policy is 6.43% over the 21-year average. Remember, all of that is tax-free with no market loss, because the worst you'll do is zero. Although in the same time period, the CAGR, the compound annual growth rate of the market, that is, if you actually had money in the market, you would have made 4.68%. So this is a greater percentage, 6.43 to 4.68, and entirely tax-free. And you didn't have to have the worry or lack of peace of mind of any market loss, because the worst you'll do is zero. It's important to understand, of course, that these are historical rates. They're not guaranteed. The S&P 500 would have had maybe some dividends in them, but also taxes and fees. IUL policy, the life insurance policy, also has fees, which is not included here. But I'm just trying to show how the crediting works in the policy. One other way to look at this is to compare $100,000 between the stock market on this side and the 0% floor, 11% cap, the IUL, the Index Universal Life Strategy, on this side. So you see in 1999, market went up 19.51, so your 100,000 would be worth 119, whereas in your policy, you would have only made 11%, you have 111. But then when the market went down 10, 13, and 23 here, your 119 goes down to 71. In your IUL, you still have 111. Again, there's no fees taken out of here, but in terms of the raw crediting, you would have had 111,000. And then as you start building up more in 2003 to 2007, your 71,000 goes up to 119, and then 2008 happens, it crashes, negative 38, your market fund is down to 73, whereas your IUL still is at 158. So if you continue this down over the 21 years, your total cash in your account in the market is 258, and that's all taxable when you either take it out or if you had earned it along the way, if it wasn't the qualified account. Whereas in the IUL, you would have 361,000, and that's all tax-free because it's in the IUL, the Index Universal Life Insurance policy, which is tax-free. Plus, it's important to remember that this is life insurance. So besides a great cash value account, which is tax-free, there's also permanent life insurance. So you might be having $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, or maybe millions if you put more in, of life insurance that's there also for you in this policy, plus the cash value growth, plus the tax-free growth and the no market risk. So that's IUL and how IUL, or Index Universal Life Crediting, works. If you want more information or see how a policy might work for you, please call me. My number is 847-674-6470, or email me at bill@cantorwm.com. Thanks a lot.